guys, hope you're doing well. And in today's podcast, not shortcast, we are gonna tell each other. Well, in fact, I'm gonna talk to the camera, or rather to these walls, or to myself, whomever I will be talking to. We will be discussing what is the podcast and why do we even need it. In order for you to make this pilot episode as easily digestible as possible, I decided to make it just simply 10 minutes long. Well, considering modern average person's attention span, it's already an achievement to make it thus far in the video. However, I believe in you. If you are a follower of this channel, if you are not, then make it press the subscription button right now. And I on purpose will not edit all the stuff because I would like to show you that in fact when you are doing something, it is not going really smoothly, but finally you are just sticking with that, and the great results come out. So let's jump into the topic of today's podcast. What is podcast? So I have not looked it up on the internet. Probably. Oh yeah, thanks to the modern technologies I can do this right on the air. And the podcast is a program made available in digital format for download over the internet. I think it's something wrong, some wrong definition. Podcast, a digital audio file made available on the internet for downloading to a computer or mobile device, typically available as a series, new installments of which can be received by subscribers automatically. Well, I guess that's the technical definition of podcast. However, in the broad science, it's rather some video of the long format, usually 30 plus minutes, which is dedicated to some certain topic, and which has the format of two persons. Well, sometimes more people involved, but the most widely used number of people per one podcast session is two, and these two individuals are just discussing some certain matter. Well, can be then this video or podcast be considered a podcast? I have no clue, but I do know that it is a wonderful opportunity for me to record this type of content for you all, and I appreciate you watching this, as well as all these things which I'm surrounded by and actually am using. So, do we even need podcasts in the modern world? Well, let's put it this way. I'm totally sure that the best way to learn is to practice anything. Surely you need to digest theoretical content in order for your mind to have some knowledge base to scoop that actual thoughts from, because finally how you find the solution to something, you have a certain base in your mind and you have certain problem, and consciously you are pondering on that issue you wanna to be solved, and magically the solution appears. However, how it is said in the book Psycho-Cybernetics, in fact it's just creative mechanism of our subconscious mind which is not that apparent as some surface level thinking for us. So surely it's not the magic, but rather the stage at which the solution is synthesized at some depth of our mind and is finally that obvious for our prefrontal cortex to be able to see it. And I am done with using all this scientific and very smart vocabulary for now. And simply why do we need podcast, in my opinion, is that practicing is the best way to learn something. However, people are consuming too vast amount of time in the ratio between consumption and creation. And here, the way to grasp the person out of that scrolling short attention span cycle is to go to that place where he or she hangs out. Let's say some short form media's social platform such as Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, or TikTok. And here you can advertise, promote your podcast, and some percentage of people will switch from short form content to rather long form content, which podcast is. And what is the magical thing when you are focusing on some particular task? It helps you to steady your really naughty mind in all senses of this word, and consequently it provides you with certain ability to leverage that incredible computational power you possess in your head. And even if you don't think that you have some ability to solve problems, just shut up and understand that finally the whole life is a journey of learning and studying, and you know that's just the part of learning and studying. I would say it's meta learning, when you are acquiring the knowledge of how actually all these things you are able to process in your mind are being perceived by your organism, and how all this data which flows into you affect you, and finally how you can become not the computer itself, but rather the observer and the admin. Yes, not just the user, but the admin. And podcasts help you to focus on some certain topic and develop your ability to concentrate on something longer than 10, 15 or 30 seconds. But by the way, I'm hating TikTok all the time. They added a new feature, 15-minute length videos. So probably they do not want to destroy Western society that much. Well, that's almost 10 minutes, and to be honest, the laptop of mine just went off right now because it was very low battery, and I am the smartest person in the world not to take the charger with me to school. However, I do not want all these minutes of my fantastic yapping to go into nowhere. Therefore, let's somehow draw the bottom line of this particular short podcast. Not shortcast nor podcast, but short podcast. I think that's, or pod shortcast. Just write down in the comment section what variant do you like more. So sorry for inserting a in the gap. Podcast is the great alternative to the short form content. It helps the person to concentrate more on one particular topic of interest, as well as to internalize some certain idea which is being discussed in one or another podcast on the deeper level, rather than just getting very surface summarization in shorts, or even some less long videos. Because surely, in order to understand something, you do not have to always watch 2 hour talk of some dudes or women discussing it. However, that's a great way to immerse yourself completely into it when you dedicate couple of hours if the podcast is really long. And the funniest thing is that you always think that you see and understand everything, but when you really commit to something and stick with something for a long time, you realize just wow, how was I not able to see some evident instructions which were there all the time in front of me. Well, let's assume that the creator of the game didn't want us to have it that easy, so the game wouldn't be boring and would be actually extremely engaging. And finally, let's be grateful for this. Thanks for watching. I have no clue whether Micro was recording last 3 minutes of this talk. However, I am sure that at least my old buddy Samsung, not the promotion, was recording on its little mic all the time, so I will be able to insert the sound anyways. Thanks for watching, and